All right. Okay. So now this should, yay. Ooh. So is this in a different URL than the other one though? I'm going to assume that this is a totally different URL than the other one. Like this is a completely different video. Or is it? Maybe it's not. I don't know. It's very strange. That's very strange. No, I think it's at the same one. Is it the same one? I don't have enough knowledge to understand all of this, to be quite honest with you. So when you guys came in, did you guys come in basically to the same broadcast or was it completely different like URL that you had to go to? Because I see the old chat from the other stuff, but then you guys are new and you're not on that chat. Oh, so I'm thinking this is a completely new, um, it's a new live. Okay. So then I got to do something to put it out there to replace the other live. So, why does YouTube do that? Like for real, for real. But for me, I don't see it. Oh, here I do. I see a second one. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. Okay, so hold on. I got an idea here. Okay, so hold on. Do do do. Do do do. Do do do. All right, hold on 1 second here. Okay. Give me 1 minute just to do something here. All right. Hold on 1 second. Do that. All right. Okay. Let me put it in Facebook or not in Facebook, in Discord. My goodness. Right, right. Well, you know what? I don't know. I can't, if no one shows up because now no one can find it, what can I do about that, right? What can I do about that? Nothing. Ugh, why does technology have to be so difficult? Technology always has to be difficult. I originally worked in technology. That was the original job that I did. I went and I was in medical school and I was planning my whole spiel over there. And then I just decided that wasn't really what I wanted to do. That wasn't the path that I wanted to go down. And so I decided to do this internet thing that seemed like this really cool thing that all the kids were doing. And so I left to do that. And I'm really glad I did because it's been really fun, and I've done a lot better than I could have had I stayed the other route. But I started my whole thing on the internet, doing all this internet stuff, and yet I swear to God, I have the worst problems with internet kind of stuff. You'd think someone with my skills would not have problems. All right, so let me get this out. All right, that there. Uh, Put this here. So what are you guys all up to? Just while I do this, what is everybody up to? What's everybody doing? I have not really been on YouTube for a while. My 24-year-old cat is on his downward spiral. And wait, I didn't share a post. I didn't do anything. And I personally am not a fan of putting animals to sleep. We don't put people to sleep. Now, if an animal is struggling and in pain and it is cruel to watch them have to go through the death process, then I am all for putting them, out of their misery. Hold on, I got to get one thing out of their misery, so to speak. But where did that go? But if, you know, the animal is just doing just fine and just the body's shutting down and they're happy to be around family and friends and there's nothing painful about it. I think that you should let life be as life should be. And that's just, and I have had to put animals down who fought the, process, and it was very harrowing to see. And, but, I'd rather have it go, the way that nature makes it go. And he's last night, actually, yesterday, actually, I thought he was gone. His heartbeat was like, I couldn't hear it. And he was having a gaspatory respiration. And I thought, his third eye, I thought he was gone. And then all of a sudden, I think he was like, saw the white light and was like, yeah, not ready yet. And then all of a sudden, he was like, back, like, oh. I had another cat do that where literally she was like done. And then all of a sudden she perked up and she ate food and she was alive for 2 days. Animals are really, really strange. I swear to God. So, okay. So now I think we have everywhere, everywhere, where, who knows? All right, let's do that. And then I'm going to close this out. And then let me close that out. And then we will get going. Cluster fuckity fucko. All right. And that always sucks because now you have all these people over there who went to that who won't come over here. So that always sucks when that happens. So I think this is the new one. So is this the new one? Let's make sure I'm at the new one and not at the wrong one. I swear to God. Okay, so this is this. So let's make sure to all right, so there we are. So we're at the right spot. So let me get this chat out so I can see the actual chat. And hopefully everyone will figure out to come over here because YouTube sucks. But anywho. So the title of my live. So first of all, how's everybody doing? How is everybody on this beautiful Tuesday? I know this is a Tuesday, not a Thursday or not a Wednesday. See, I honestly really have not slept much in 4 days because you know how cats are. They're quiet during the day and then at night they're all active. So during the day they're all chill and then at night he's like, and his back legs pretty much he can't use. So when he gets up, it's like banging it. So I have to like hold his front chest and then his arms, he goes where he wants and his legs fall in, and it's like, so I'm up all night. So I've pretty much been up all night for 4 nights. So, and as a 50-year-old, that doesn't really work very well. So let me go through the comments and see what everybody's doing. And then we'll start in this massive clusterfuck of the line. Heather is loyal. That is one of the best. You did send me an email, but I looked for it like 2 days ago and I can't find it. So I don't know, maybe send me a new one. I do. I make everything difficult. I don't know why. The video. Oh, the bully one. Yes, the bully one. The bully one. It's really funny because it's like these people think they're like a drama. They're not. You're just a bully channel. I mean, it's like the distinctions are so. I mean, it's so obvious. It's so obvious to everyone else that like you're just a bully. And most of it, I'm going to come up with a new word. So my next. Oh, you sent me a new one. Okay, I haven't been on like the last 4 days. I don't know. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what year. Like I woke up this morning and I literally like because the kids are on spring break. So time, place, consortium. When you're up all night, I mean, and the kids aren't in school, so you're like, I could take him to school. You have your things you do. It's like Poon everlasting. What is the meaning of this? You tell me, because I don't know, and I would love it if someone could tell me. Gosh, dag nabbit. So anyway, what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of anything? What's the meaning of anything? I don't know. So the meaning of this. So I did my Be a Bully channel video because I think it's hilarious because like I kind of step back a little bit sometimes. And yesterday I really took a step back. Because there was a live on, and I'm not going to say which live it was. You can all figure it out. But there was a live on, and these people were trying to talk back and forth about things that had happened and situations and things that had been said. And I found it really incredibly laughable in that it was like little kids making mud pies and eating them so serious to the level of like medical malpractice. You know what I mean? It's like the things that people were saying and the advice given was like, you do realize that this is YouTube and it's not that serious and it shouldn't be that serious. And you're taking it to a level that is so far beyond what should be cared about that it's just, hey, brown crayon, that it just befuddles me. Like I don't know about you guys, but I came to YouTube for a laugh. For like I used to watch Real Housewives of whatever. And January, I was putting all my Christmas ornaments away and I couldn't really see the TV very well. So I put on YouTube because I could have it on my phone. And it was when, the Don Wells thing and Molly was interviewing Don Wells and he was like standing up on the toilet and maybe putting something in his leg, like cray stuff. So I watched it as kind of entertainment instead of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It was like I was watching YouTube. And then, I decided to be the parody Betty when Betty put, Bullhorn Betty TM and was like, I trademarked my name. And I was like, that's not how you trademark things. And then I was like the parody Betty and on Twitter. And I just fell into this. But the whole point of this was to just say no to butt hurts. Like laugh at yourself. Like I think the jerks brought up Saturday Night Live. It's just supposed to be funny. It's supposed to take the actions that you do and put a little bit into them and make them funny. Like take the fact that Heidi gets an allowance from her husband and make it funny. Because who gets an allowance from their husband? That's silly. You get an allowance when you like make something like that funny. Not in a mean way, like we're like degrading you, but just in a funny way, or in a funny way that I look like a Barbie doll, in a funny way, not in a mean, derogatory way. You take all these behaviors that are a little bit over the top and you make fun of them. And that was the whole point of what I did. And one thing that I find really funny is if you look back about how people got so bummed up over my G-rated roasts compared to what people are getting upset about now. It's like, can you believe people got so upset after my stupid little roasts, considering about like what's going on now? Like what I did then was so nothing. And people got up and, it's like, but we've slowly gone. We've slowly moved to, you know, from thinking, me talking about, Bullhorn Betty was like, two A's rock stars having hair babies to like the things that we say now, which are completely, like someone's an oxy dealer. I mean, it's like, I don't know. We've grown and we've grown to a place that I don't think is actually very good. But I can so the bully video was one thing, and I did that yesterday because I need to get back into comedy because we need some funny in this. Like what's going on now is not like it's not funny, and it's like nothing is funny anymore. Everyone is so serious and so angry and so yelling, and everybody's just yelling the same thing back and forth. It's like everybody is yelling at the other person for doing what the other person did themselves. And I'll get into specifics in a second, but like sitting back and listening, I'm like, y'all just sound like real dumb. Like, hello? Like, it's like I would like to write out transcripts for everybody and let them read it and sit there and be like, oh, so they could see what they're saying for the reality of what they're saying and see how off base they are, because everybody's saying the thing that they don't like that they do to other people. It's ridiculous. Like heard Karen went off on a diatribe about how she doesn't do anything to anybody and she would never go real life and she doesn't do that. And then I have a recording of her randomly saying, there are some people who have to have their nose fixed from doing too much cocaine and they're child abusers and and went off on all these things that clearly was meant towards me. All of them are clearly a lie. None of that is true. But she goes from saying, I'm so perfect, I don't do anything to anybody. And then she just totally like rounds, which I've never been anything but nice to Karen. Y'all know. Let her on my panel several times when y'all were like, kick the bitch off. And I was like, no, no, I don't do that. I give everyone a chance. I've been more than nice to that lady. And then to hear something like that after hearing her say how, like, oh, I don't do anything. It's like, really? 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 So I have clips of all these different things, and I'm not going to bore you with them because that's the other thing. That's another thing that I heard. That's another thing that I heard. I heard so, and I know I'm jumping around a little bit right now, and I will kind of pull it all together in just a moment. But no, we haven't gotten back yet. Yeah, one of the things that I heard was Purple was mad that you guys got the FOIAs and you should have just said what was on them. Why did you have to show them? You could have just said it and not shown them, because showing them showed personal information. Had you just said it and not shown them, wouldn't that be you didn't show receipts? I mean, would it have? I mean, if you just had said we got FOIAs and it said blah, 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 wouldn't that have been like, well, you didn't show any receipts? Where are the receipts? I mean, you couldn't have done that, and these are the things that I listen to that I find and say, that's good to say now, but if you had said that then that's what would have happened. So obviously they had to show it. And I'll get into the whole FOIA thing because that's a whole bunch of dum over there. I mean, a FOIA in nature of itself is public information. So like everything I heard yesterday about all that, I just like really wanted to rip everyone's hair out because it was so far from truth. I didn't like exactly. They would have said, "Well, where's your proof? You don't have any documents." Da 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 da. So you had, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Exactly, Brown Crown. Don't take anything seriously. And the past 4 days, I've been sitting here thinking about life and death, looking at all of this, being like, "Are you kidding me, people? Are you kidding me? This is so stupid. This is so not important. And y'all are getting so bunged up over this dumbness when I'm not going to cry, but it's stupid. Like, get your shit together." So, anyway, hold on a minute. Okay, I might do that every once in a while. I'm a very emotional person. So, I consider myself, yeah, and we will get into the whole, like, I don't want to start getting into that now, the whole like 911 play, because I will go through all of that and the whole what is a 911, what is a FOIA, what is public information, and I will lay it all out about what it is, black and white truth. So we will get into all of that. That's all coming. All right. So we'll get into all of that. But the title of this was I Don't Live Rent Free. I Own Your Whole Neighborhood, because I consider myself to be kind of a small potato person. Like, I consider myself to be a pretty little YouTuber. I'm one person. I'm on here one day a week, maybe 3 hours. I don't come on here every day. I do have, like, I do my Get Ready With Me for, my members, and I do send out videos for my members. But as far as stuff for the masses, I'm not on here every day. I don't go on other people's panels. I can't remember the last time I've been on I don't go on panels. So I'm on here usually Wednesdays, one day a week, and maybe I'll be in chats for like a few minutes to just say hello and give support, but I'm not on here a lot. I'm not one of the, you look at, someone like Purple, and she's literally on here 40 hours a week, and she's got other people with her. So if you add, there's like 3 or 4 people, that's like 160, 200 hours a week of people talking. The jerks, you guys are on here, a couple days a week, maybe 10 hours a week, and there's a couple of you. So, put that together, 40 hours a week. So, compared to, Buddy, he's on here every day. So, compared to a lot of other YouTubers, like I'm one person who's on here like 3 hours a week, right? So, I consider myself to be not really that much in, the public eye, or like some sort of like spectacle or something like that. But for some reason I seem to wield fabulous power when it comes to certain people, and I'm not sure why. I'm really not sure why, because I did a question on the other live, and the question was, when people say, maybe I'll just do it again because I think it's kind of an important question, because this question, this is something that these people, and I'm going to say mostly the bullies, because the whole thing that I'm saying about this and me ties into the whole bully thing. It all ties together. And there's a new word that I'm going to come up with, which is, oh, how did I do it? Bullycridity, like bully hypocrisy, bullocracy or something. But bullies very much are hypocrites. When you are a true bully, you are hypocrites. Like I'm not part of anybody. Like that's the thing. Like I'm not part of anybody. Like, and the jerks, you guys are like individuals, but you come together. But like, but then you have like the 5 people, 40 hours a week, like, so I do think there is a need to control the people who are uncontrollable, but I don't know. But sometimes I wonder, like, but I'll get to that in a second. So let me do my question and answer, because I think it's kind of interesting. Oh, I can't type. All right, I just got an email on, which means I can't type. All right, so here's my question. So when you hear someone say, "I don't watch her," do you believe them? Do you believe them? Lenny, you are brainwashed. But do you believe them when they say that? Like, because there are a lot of creators who make sure to always say, but I don't watch them, but I don't watch them. It's like they got a little checkoff sheet where, like, it's like every time you talk about something, you have to say, but I don't watch them, but I don't watch them. Like, when you hear people say that, do you believe, like, oh, yeah, they must never watch that person. They must hate that person. Do you believe them, or do you kind of listen to it and be like, well, why would you say that? You probably do watch them. Like, what do you think about that? So I'll give you a minute to answer that while I take a sip of my smoothie here. Nobody believes, yeah. I don't know why they keep saying it. I mean, I don't believe it, because I mean, I could pick out a random show, YouTube channel, and that I don't watch. And if I didn't watch them, I wouldn't talk about them ever, because I wouldn't have anything to talk about. And the reason I say it is because I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. And I find it weird, because again, I look at myself as a really little small potato creator. I'm one little person who came over here to do some funny stuff. I don't really try and get into anybody's business. I don't try and get political about things. I just kind of like come on, do my little thing, and I know everybody likes to twist everybody's words. When I say I don't do drama, I mean, I don't start drama. I'm not going to be out here and sit here and say, you know what, I heard, and then go tell some tale. Like, I'll respond to, yeah, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. Not once, not ever, not a single time. Now I have to get back to the work that the people hired me to do. Pretty much word for word, that's what it was. But um, I mean, I don't buy into it. I don't go after individual people. I don't. I come in, I say, in the beginning I did my roasts, and then I kind of said, well, I don't want to go after specific people, so I'm going to do like, bigger picture items about things that are important to us, like doxing or bullying. And sometimes I'll use people as examples, but I don't go after people. If you listen to like other people talk about me, it's a little different than how I talk about other people. I'll talk about facts and things that happen. I'm not going to talk about, their looks or what they should do with their cockhole or put up their cactus or, it's a little bit different. And it's just like the bully video. You gotta get your curse words in there to get to the bully level. Like, I'm not at the bully level. I'm at the like I'm 50 years old and I might talk about things that happen, but I'm not down at the bully level trying to like ruin people. I'm not. So I mean, they still continue to say it. I mean, I swear to God, it should be a drinking game. Whenever you hear one of them say, I don't watch, take a shot, take a shot. Or there should be like a jar, take $1 out of the jar or something like that. I mean, and I admit I watch their channels. I don't watch them all the time, but like inevitably there'll be someone in Discord saying, "Oh, here's something going on, watch it." If I'm bored, I'll watch them. I don't see the big deal in why you say, but I don't watch. I mean, I do. I mean, the whole point of it is to do some sort of like, I'm going to hurt you by saying you're so unimportant that I would never watch you. And it's like, nobody cares about that. Like, that's the thing. I don't care about them as anything. I don't want them to lose their channels because they're kind of fun fodder. I mean, I don't want Purple to lose her channel. I would like her to be a better person and a better creator and have a better channel, but I don't want her to lose her channel. I mean, quite honestly, it's like trickle down economics. I'm giving back to the poor, aren't I? No, but seriously, I mean, I don't want her, she makes her money, she does her thing. I don't think anyone should lose their channel unless you're not following terms of service and don't deserve to have one, which sometimes I think that's true. But just as this whole thing of like, oh, you hate her and want her to lose her channel. One, don't hate her because don't like her or care enough about her to hate her. And two, don't want, no, she's kind of fun being there. So all of that is this misconception, but it's a misconception said to keep their followers under this perception of us and them, right? It's us and them. They want us to go away. Us and them. They hate us. The whole point of a bully is to separate us from them, right? Here's us over here getting away with whatever, perfect little people, we get away with everything. And there's them who they have to go below the belt and bully because we're here to take them out and we get away with anything. So we'll take them out even if we're not right. Like, that's the dichotomy right there. And it's stupid. It's really, really stupid. Do you think of all this hatred is going to stop? Yeah, no, hell no. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. But hell no, it is not going to stop. Never. Okay. Let me ask you this. Why would it stop? Why would it stop? Why would it stop? Why would the hatred stop? Everyone's getting what they want out of it. Well, not everyone, but they're getting what they want out of it, in that they're getting, talked about. Thank you, Brown Crayon. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's what I like about you. I try to be genuine. I try. So one thing about me, I try to just say what I think. And not all of you will always agree with me, even those of you who like me. And I get that. And I like that. Like, I'm totally all for someone who like totally loves me, like not getting me. Like, I will, like, if my best friend came up to me and was like, "You're a bitch," and then tell me, I respect that. I mean, I think the world only works if we allow all sorts of different opinions to go around. That's how we learn. We don't learn by doing the same thing over and over again. And just like Eliza said the other week, because I had said, I don't know if I could really, not necessarily respect, but have validity in creators that don't come up. And she's like, "Well, I don't come up." And then I had to think about it. Well, why do I feel differently about Eliza, who doesn't come up, as far as like a purple who doesn't come up? And I thought about it, because she kind of like put a hole in my whole, you know, hypothesis, and and I thought about it, and I came to a conclusion of it. I think the difference is, if you're not going to cam up, you have to prove your validity. You have to prove that what you're saying is true, and that it comes from a place of truth and goodness. And it's harder. I think it's harder to do when you don't cam up, because I think there is something to be said for being able to see someone's face, their expressions, how they talk, how they act. I think we do learn more from a person and get closer to a person when we can visually see them. So I think it's harder to do that if you don't cam up, but it still can be done. Because when I think about, Eliza or the soup, or any of the jerks, to be honest, I feel like I understand them. I believe them. I feel that they have moral authority over what they're saying. But for some reason, with purple, I don't. And that isn't just I think I kind of maybe, you know, pigeonholed it into like the easy thing of that's because she doesn't come up. But I think it's a lot more than that. I think it's more of the, saying things that don't make sense or that contradict each other, or the language or stuff like that. So, but that's something where I had a thought in my head that I believed. And because someone kind of questioned me, I had to go back and think about it and realize I was wrong in my thinking. And I'm glad I did, because now I realize I was wrong in my thinking. And, and it takes a mature person to be able to say, "Huh, I was wrong. And thank you for showing me that I was wrong. And I apologize for being wrong. And here's how whatever." Right? I don't want them distracted by my beauty and ignore what I have to say. I know. I have that problem all the time. People just sit here and they're like, "What'd she say? I don't know." No, just kidding. But I mean, it's true. I think for someone to, because if you look, YouTube originally was a video review platform. You came on to review things, and you had to come up, there had to be comments, you had to show the likes, that it was a video review system. And I remember all that, because that was back in 2003. They started talking about it, the guys over at PayPal. And then in 2005 they kind of went their own way, but I was back there for all that. I mean, you have to remember, like, I started in 96 in Palo Alto, and that was my circle of, what I did. And and I had my own company, and I contracted to all these companies. But so I worked a little bit with all of those. Like, if you look at my resume and it was like, people I worked for, you'd be like, I know all those names. But and then I got out. But that's how it started. And I think, how's he doing? He's just chilling. Last I looked at him. if I think, well, I know, looking at it now, it's like, how has it gone so far from what it was to sometimes in a lot of ways, it's like a hidden bully system. Like you can just hide who you are. And it's like, it's become very different than what it started to be. Um, that's why I come. It's insulting as a sub when creators lie. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of, and this is kind of off topic, but I think a lot of creators feel that once they get to this level, they're somehow above the subs and they can feed them whatever they want to because it's like, well, if you don't like it, just go. There's that, like, well, I'm here and there's one of me and I don't need you. Like, and I've heard creators say that. I've heard creators say, well, if they don't want to be here, I don't need them. Or if they don't want to follow along, I don't need them. And it's like, have we learned nothing from history? In history, people of authority who said that learned very quickly that they do need the people lower than them. Um, Oh, drinky drink, kitty. I'll send you an email on that. You know, I don't expect him to be. I really didn't expect him to be here now. He's not getting any better. That's he's 20. Today is actually his birthday. He's 24. So that's kind of funny. Wait, let me go back and look through this. What more else? And that's fine. Like, so Brentford, I love, and everybody gets to like who they don't like. Because I think if you look at any creator, every creator brings, we're people. We're not just one two-dimensional character. Everybody brings different things to the table. And there are certain things, like I used to watch Purple. I watched her when she did the game nights, and then she started with the Tabby thing, and I don't like that part of it. And there are lots of parts of what she says that I do like, but I'm really sensitive to to that whole part, and probably because I'm part of it. And that's why I don't like it. I mean, maybe if I wasn't part of the fodder that she goes after, I would like her more. But for some reason, I'm one of the people she goes after. And so obviously I can't like that because I've never, I don't understand it. I mean, I've asked several times, like, what have I done to you? And I can't get an answer. But hello, Queen OG, I'm listening and chatting. Cleaning your flower beds. I'd like I've cammed up. It's been a while though. Yeah, I mean, I think once I talked to Eliza, I really went back and really thought about what I said about the camming up. And I think, I think I had it too black and white, cut and dry. I don't think it's the actual cam up. I think it's that you have to prove yourself. And you can prove yourself camming up. It's more difficult, but you can. And I guess just certain people who I say that about just haven't proven it only camming up. So and I'm woman enough to say that I was wrong. Um I mean, trust me, there are a lot of times when I don't want to cam up. I mean, trust me. I woke up this morning and I hadn't slept in days, and I woke up like 2 hours ago and looked like a bag of crap, and the last thing that I wanted to do was actually have to wash my face because I was just raised. That's just how I was raised. Call me whatever. I was just raised that before you do anything like that, you put your best, you comb your, that's just how I was raised. That if I'm going to come on here, I'm going to do the minimum of what I need to do. Just how I was raised. So, and that's the last thing I want to do. So, would I like to just come up here and be a talking head? Of course. But for me, as someone who I know part of my whatever is my facial expressions, my hands, how I talk, how I move. I think you get a lot more from me if I'm this rather than if I am this. I think you get a lot out of my streams if I think you would get a lot less if it was this. I mean, if this is all you had all the time for 2 hours, would you like me as much and be as interested in coming and watching as if you see this and you see me all like in my hands and blah blah and blah blah blah. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think this adds something to it. And it's not because I'm pretty or anything like that. It's just because I've always been a facial expression, Italian, talk with my hand kind of person. I think that adds something to it. So I always try and give that no matter how I look. Um need to have a strong backbone. Yes, you do. And I will tell you, if I was sitting here, instead of being 50, if I was here when I was 40, I probably would not be doing as well as I do. And it's funny, I did hear at one point, Heidi said something. There was some conversation, and I think it was Tits McGee and Purple and Jenna and Heidi, and they were talking about like, how do you know if you trigger someone? You never know. You never know what's in someone's mind if you trigger them. And I'm sitting here thinking, if people had given to, because I don't think half of you probably really realize what I get. I don't think a lot of you really realize the shit that gets spewed at me. I mean, I think you realize I get some here and there, and maybe I'll play some at the end, but I don't think you really realize, like, really what I get. I mean, I get people holding up my picture and talking about, 9 hours ago, this was this and this was this, and oh, look at that, and blah, 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 and then I get, oh, well, let's dox her. Oh, see that right up there, everybody? That's her full name. Isn't that fun to look at? And then I get the whole like, oh, I'm a child abuser and, I'm handing out drugs. I get all sorts of stuff, which is crazy, 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 outlandish stuff. Crazy outland, like way beyond the just normal crap, And I've heard that my husband makes me look this way because he wants a washed up stripper. So he forces me to, I mean, I've heard some crazy stuff. And I've heard I was too skinny because I had an STD. I've heard I was fat. I mean, if I was not where I am now, I probably would have taken a lot of that to heart, especially the weight stuff. And I probably would be well into being 80 pounds right now. And I would look no different on the outside than I do now because I was always good at putting my best facade on. But nobody would have known that that's who they were coming for. And granted, I've had my like early 40 epiphany and like none of that matters. And I am here now, but you never know who you go after. So why go after anybody? Like if you're gonna if for her to sit up there and say that, it's like, well, then why do you go after people? Like why? Like because you're one of the main ones that do it. So why are you doing it when you're just there saying you could really hurt someone? And then someone asked, I think, Tits the question about like, what if you said something, and I think had to do with Harper, and like she actually got hurt. And Tits was like, well, I can't be responsible for everybody. And it's like, well, that's all good and well to say until it's like something happens. But I mean, I think we have to think to ourselves, like, at what point is too much? What point is too much? Like there used to be, and I'm trying to read as I go. Hold on, let me stop and read before I try to do this. How do I see the you not need to know when to. I think one of the things is I think people should just never respond to stuff like that. One of the things when I was listening to Molly say that, one of the things that went into my head was, when did we stop knowing that we could be funny? When did we stop knowing we could be funny? When did we stop knowing that we could make a joke at someone? Because someone said something about, now I forget what I was going to say. Oh, someone said something about people making fun of Heidi's Hashimoto's. And Tiz McGee was trying to say, It's not about you saying you have it. It's about the fact that you, because she was like, I had a channel on it and da da da. And she's trying to say it's not that. It's more that you went on other people's panels and you talked about it like it was the biggest problem in the world and it was life ending. And we made fun of it, kind of like a Saturday Night Live. And that's the thing. When did we go from being able to like poke a little fun at someone who like really made something a big deal that wasn't, right? Like, when did we go from that? Like, if I come on here and I'm all like, oh, my hair and da, 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 and blah, blah. And then someone makes a joke about like a Barbie who's all about herself and me laughs at it. Like, when did we get to the point that we can't make fun of the funny and that be okay? Like, there's a difference between making fun of the funny and really trying to hurt someone. There is a difference. And it's almost like we can't make fun of the funny anymore. And when you talk about someone making fun of the funny, unless you're perfect, you're not allowed to do anything about it. Like I think Tits McGee got questioned like, you know, well, have you ever, done I forget how it was worded, but it's the kind of thing like if you make fun of someone who's helping a missing child, it's like, well, have you helped a missing child? Well, no, but does that mean I can't ever like give, you know, what's the word? Constructive criticism to someone who does? It's like I want to give constructive criticism to this person doing this. Oh, but if I never did that myself, I can't. It's kind of like that thing. Like, oh, you poked fun at her. Well, have you ever been, it's like if you're not perfect, you can't say anything to anybody about anything. And that's not how it should be. Like just because I'm not Mother Teresa doesn't mean I can't poke fun at someone making an ass of themselves. And we've kind of gotten to that point that there's no, unless you're perfect, you can't make fun of someone. And I'm not talking about hardcore hurtful makings. I'm just talking about little things, right? Um, so let me look in here because you guys are talking all about the FOIA thing, which I was going to get to later, but maybe I'll go to it now. Um, Magpie said, "Get stuck out here and no one wants to deal with you." See, I missed a lot of the last 4 days, so I really don't know a lot of the little things that have gone down, and I apologize for that. All right. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and then we're gonna talk about the FOIA thing, because yeah, hold on, give me 1 second. We're gonna talk about that because that whole thing is like so wrong. It's not even funny. So hold on 1 sec. Okay, the FOIA, the FOIA. So I might not know about all these little things. Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, a FOIA, and I find this really funny because I think I was the first person to say FOIA. They had their little thing on when Frank was sleeping on my panel. And I think I said, let's go get the FOIAs and see what really happened. And I don't know what happened, but then it was like FOIA, 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 and everyone's talking about the FOIA. So I don't know. I feel bad. I think I might have started the FOIA toss. I apologize for that because I think I was the first one to start talking about it. And then suddenly everyone was getting FOIAs. So I apologize for any part in that. But a FOIA is the Freedom of Information Act. It was made so that individuals can oversee the government to make sure they know information that is public available. We can basically make sure the government isn't overstepping their bounds because we're allowed to see public information that we deserve to see. And in seeing that public information, we can keep tabs on the government. So when you send in a FOIA request, and the thing that surprises me is that Purple is a true crimer. So she should understand FOIAs, because the reason I started talking about FOIAs is because I heard all about them on Plunder. She's always getting FOIAs for things. That's how I heard about them. These true crimers go and they FOIA different things that happen so they understand what happened in cases. That's how I found out what a FOIA was. So when I was sitting there and all at once Heidi said, well, I wonder if the Jerks or Queen OG, I bet they had something to do with this. I love Plunder too. My first thought was, are you kidding me that you're saying my name might be in this? And the Jerks, I'm sure, you sit there and you think, what? Is my name somehow associated with, like, and meanwhile, my name's been associated with child stuff for a while. So, the first thought is like, what? I need to know, is my name really in that? What? So, lo and behold, what did the Jerks do? They went and wanted to get the FOIA to see, is their name in it? Is that not a normal thing to do? Someone accused me of a crime. I would like to go and see if they really attached my name to it. Is there something wrong with that? If there is, tell me. But I mean, I felt the same way. And had they not done it, I probably would have. Right? And so what happens when you request a FOIA? You submit a form, okay? And it's a form to a government agency, and they're all different. There's no one standard, okay? So they send in a form and they say, I want all this information from this date to this date with this address, blah, 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 blah. And then the agency that you've asked about or sent it to will go and look at all that. They'll look at all the different things, and they will take from that the public information that they can glean, and they will write a report to you and send it to you. They're not necessarily going to give you the whole 911 call verbatim. I think sometimes you can subpoena a 911 call. I've heard Plunder do that, but I like how Harsh Reality calls it. What does he call it? No, he calls something else. There's another word he says funny. I can't think of it right now. I can't think of it right now. He says some other word funny. Why didn't you just go to Purple and ask? Well, because people lie. People lie. That's why you just don't go and ask. And I'll get to that in a second, why you don't just ask. I'll get to that in a second, why you don't. Because one thing that I have here that I'll show in a minute is her lying about little things. And when people lie about little things, why wouldn't they lie about the big things? So when you start with white lies, you're not going to go just ask that and expect the truth. You're going to expect the not truth, right? And I have two very stupid things that I have her lying about. So no, the idea that they're going to say, well, did Heidi really send our name in associated with this and expect that they're going to get a truthful answer? I don't know that that's a logical thing to expect, especially when she's known to play games about it. She said once, oh, the detective Clay said something about I mean, she says outlandish stuff all the time, and she has made it known that she will say things to hurt people. So, I mean, here's an answer to pin the question. I do not ever believe a person when they say they didn't watch y'all whole day. Yeah. Like, well, the funniest thing that got me was, I think it was when Heidi had a picture of me from when I did the thing about the snow. And it was like this washed out picture from the snow, I think reflecting. So like my eyebrows started here. It was a really weird, bad picture of me. And she's sitting there and she's like, look at her cheek. The video 9 hours ago, her cheek was more like this. And then Purple was like, yeah, and her lips were bigger. And they were literally taking a picture and going about it and talking about how my face changed from different videos from earlier times that they didn't watch. I mean, it's things like that where it's like, just say. I say, who cares if you watch me or don't? Do you think it hurts my feelings if you don't? No, I think you're an idiot if you don't, because then you talk about me. It's like people who go and vote on something they know nothing about. I think you're a moron. That's the most dangerous thing you can do is go vote for a law that you know nothing about. It's the most dangerous thing you can do is hold up a picture of someone and talk about how their face changed from their last two lives when you've never seen their last two lives because you're probably going to be wrong and you were wrong. But anyway, so no, I don't think the concept that someone should have asked her. Yeah, they said I must have had, but then the funniest thing is at that time point, I think people were saying things, they were talking about all these, things I had done recently. Like, and it was like a every few days thing, talking about like all my plastic surgery, all my plastic surgery. And then I held up a picture of me from when I was 18. And you could like, and you've seen on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, they show up pictures of them from when they're like a teenager, and you can tell like the nose is totally different, the eye, like you can tell a lot's been done. Like the cheek is square, now it's that, like you can tell. Like it's the same person, but things are clearly have been modified. And you look at my picture and it's like, oh, that's the same person, except they obviously have some college in laws because they're 50 and not 18. So clearly, it's kind of proof that nothing's ever been done. And I haven't heard anything about it since. But it's ridiculous. And trust me, if I had had all those things done, I would be proud of them. I would be like, yeah. But it's one thing when you've done something and you get called out on it, like great. Like yeah, I'm always upfront about my boobs. But to hear someone say, you've done all these things that you haven't, it's kind of annoying because it's a lot. I mean, and if I had, trust me, like I need to get a nose job. I will be there. I'd be the first one to come back and say, woohoo, look, my nose is how it used to be. And I do want to get a little bit more filler. And trust me, when I do, I will be the first person to come and say it. But I haven't. But when I do, I'll be the first person. So but anyway, you can't say that stuff if you don't watch me, right? I'm honest about everything. I mean, I'm the first person who's like, want to feel my boobs? Like, you know, like I walk into a room and people look at me and I'm like, I'm the first person to be like, oh, my eyelashes are fake and my hair is fake and my spray tan is fake and my boobs are fake, my nails fake. I don't care. Life is short. And to me, your body is a canvas to have fun with. You have one life, one life. It's not a video game. You can't hit restart. And for me, I grew up in a period where you always like put your best step forward, right? Like you always, like when you went out of the house, the big thing was your shoes always had to be cleaned because people would look at your shoes. And if they looked at your shoes and your shoes were good, then you really cared about yourself, especially if your shoes matched your handbag. I was just taught that. I was just taught you go out of the house with a little something, something. You don't just go out looking like a bag of crap. That's how I was taught. Sorry. So that's what I do. And I don't find a problem with it. I mean, I don't. And to me, it's my mom time, right? It's my mom time. Like, I don't get time to myself. Like, I don't get to go sit in the chair and read the newspaper. Like, I can't have that time. The only time that I get as mom time is if I sit here and fiddle around with like eyelashes and nails and stuff. So to me, it's my mom time. And I like it. I don't do it because now I think I look a certain way and trust me, when you all got cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs about my eyelashes, I did the real ugly eyelash for a while. I really gave you what you wanted. Clearly, I didn't really care about what I looked like. I cared about getting your attention and making you all yap yap a little stupidly. So I don't, I'm married, I have kids. I don't care to be Miss Prom Queen. I'm here to have fun. And that was fun watching you all trip over the eyelashes, but that's another story, you know? And the thing for me is, even if I wasn't, cosmetically whatever on the outside, I have come to a point where I know what I am on the inside, and that's all that matters. I mean, when I was 10 years old, I remember asking my mom, Mom, can I get run over by a bus and like be disfigured? Because then I'll know that people like me for who I am. Because I didn't like the fact that people liked me because of the outside or my accolades. And I really honestly wanted to be disfigured, to know who people like this has never been important to me. If anything, it's been unimportant to me and something I didn't like. But anyway, I don't know how we got off on that diatribe. So what was the diatribe before that? What were we talking about? We were talking about, let me go back and see what we were talking about. I was honest. I'm swaying to shoes. What was I talking about right before? Um, darn it. Oh, the FOIAs. So, so when you go and you get a FOIA, you fill it out and you fill out as much information as you have, names, address, time frames, whatever, right? And then they look at what they have and they give back what they have. Whatever they give back, whatever they get is public information. A FOIA, by definition, is public information. What you get back by nature is public information. If you feel that what was given back by the government agency and you feel that is not public information, you need to go to that government agency and complain. If what the jerks got was something that was not public information, that's not their fault. That's the officer's fault who gave it to them, right? Now, the officer did not redact much, so they took it upon themselves to redact what they thought was important. Okay? Now, what is public information? What is medically identifiable information? It is something that can be used to identify you, right? Out of a group of people, it can identify you, right? Now, if I give a social security number, I can identify you, right? If I give an address, I can probably identify you, right? If I say a first name, can I identify you? Maybe, maybe, maybe not. If your first name is Banana Hammock Runsmore and you're in a town of 300, that might be personally identifiable. You never know. If your name is Bug and you're a taxidermist in a town of 300, maybe that first name is personally identifiable because in connection with being a taxidermist, there might only be one. Okay? So, medical information being personally identifiable would be like a medical record number, an insurance number. It would not be has diabetes. Do you think you can figure out who someone is by saying has diabetes? No, no, no. So nothing that was received was anything more than public information. And again, if they are upset that what was given out was not, they can take it to that government agency. It is not the fault of the jerks for getting what they got, right? If her husband called about her pneumonia, that is why it didn't show up. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they only do things that are under the bucket of what you say. Um, there's actually two people. Yeah, here's a funny story, actually. Here's a funnier story, actually. My ex-husband married someone with the same first name as me. So she now has my exact same first name. So every once in a while, I will get things for her because it's the same name, married to the same person, even though I'm now divorced, with a same address because that was my address, not now. We get mistaken all the time. And I think that's what they were saying with the Mary Beth thing, that that's a Mary Beth, but that's not her Mary Beth. So sometimes it's like, that's a do, but that's not me do. You know? And I think the response to that was, well, you take that chance anytime you pull a FOIA. Well, a FOIA is a little bit more direct. That really doesn't happen. There's rarely few people with the same information that also made a police report about the same thing at the same time, and that's a little different, but that's okay. I'm just looking at comments here for a second. um and then the other thing was once so once the FOIA came out, the big complaint was that it had personally identifiable information in it. And one of them was diabetes. That is not medically identifiable information in any way. And the other one was that I think it said that the house was between a certain street and a certain street. Now, I think I heard Eliza say she didn't realize that that was a way that could get information. So she apologized for that. I think I heard her already say that. But at the end of the day, that's not necessarily something that gets, I mean, that's an iffy one, but it's an iffy one not because of the jerks, it's an iffy one because of who made it. Because who made it would have to realize, well, between here and here, there's only one house, so it's obvious. I mean, if that's the case, I don't know if that was the case, but that would be on them for putting that in there, not on the jerks for reading it, right? Night Queen and everyone is 90 maybe. So it's time for my hot chocolate. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. I will email you back tonight, Colleen, okay? No, I was not saying that way. So wait, so what was it? Because I thought that was, so correct me, because I thought it was she was mad because it was left in there that her house was between X and X, and you were just saying I had no idea that that would be anywhere near a way to dox you, so it's not your fault, which it isn't your fault. So tell me what the truth was, because like I said, I haven't really been greatly online for the past 4 days, so I may be very wrong. And I think she was mad because she said if you go between there, that it's easy to find the house. But in anyway, I remember you guys saying we gave 2 streets because there were 2. Oh, okay. All right. But it wasn't something that was gonna, you know, like that's not, I agree with you. That's not the same. And I think you had said that she even did some drive where, based on what she said, it was even more, whatever than the other one. But my point is Eliza, is I don't think you guys gave any sort of personally identifiable. Sorry, I have to. Sorry, hold on one second. Personally, I don't think you guys said anything that was, you know, over the top. I think you redacted everything just fine. But I think at the end of the day, the butt hurtness was just over the whole thing. Like the whole thing, as if the whole thing was an invasion of privacy, and it is not. By nature of being, a FOIA is public information. So if a government agency hands you a FOIA, it is public information. And based on that, you are allowed to put out whatever you want. I mean, I remember a long time ago, especially when Purple released Bug's first name. I remember the whole spiel about first names or not and public information this. And I remember the whole spiel about like the Facebook thing, that if it's a Facebook profile page, it's public. I mean, I remember fight after fight after fight about the difference between public information and public information was fair game. Like, I remember that. Public information is okay. And now it seems like public information is not okay. And this is the problem that I have, is that it's either right or it's either wrong. Either public information is okay or it's not. And I am a scientist. Black, white. You don't, grays don't work for me. But someone on Jenna said it was morally wrong that Purple didn't believe in. Okay. Can we just talk about morals here? Because again, that's another thing that I started the word moral, and everybody has run away with it. I started the word moral because she said morals at the bottom, and I made that little video about morals, and somehow now everybody's talking about morals this, morals that, morals that. And everyone's made it into something it's not. Just like this whole FOIA thing. A FOIA thing is your ability to go get some public information to show whatever you wanted to show. And the jerks were full within their right to say, we were told that we are in this documentation about this child being harassed, and we want to make sure of that, and we want to FOIA that to see if we're in there. And they did it. And the concept that afterwards someone said, well, once you had it, why did you have to do a show about it and talk about it? Because if they didn't, it would have been said, you don't have any documentation. Where's the documentation? Where's the proof? Am I not right? If they just said, hey, we got it, and it shows this, so all's good, it would be like, well, where's the proof? Well, I don't see any proof. Well, I don't see any FOIA. Well, you must be making it up. That's exactly what would have happened. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Public information can't be public information until public information fucks your shit up. You know? Not putting something out there because you don't need to only works until you tell everyone they have to put something out there or else they're not showing anything. Like, you can't have it both ways. And that's the whole problem that I find over there with and I'm just going to call them the bully group. It's the bully group. Because I don't know how to define it any other way. Is just this concept of, whatever you say, I'm going to go after you and I'm going to twist it around and I'm going to make it into something it's not. And I'm just going to keep going after you. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, I will have to say, the talk the other night was one of the best talks that I heard, in that everybody was calm. There was very little cursing and yelling. It was actually a very nice, calm discussion. Except I didn't like the fact of the lies that were coming out and being said. And there were a lot of them, and I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head. But I mean, I'm so tired. I'm just trying to, but there were a lot of things said that I was just like, so not true. So not, like, gosh, and hindsight is 2020 to think of these things and think afterwards what you're going to say. All information used to get the FOIA was information gathered from her channel. Yeah. 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 I mean, and just, you listen to the little things like in the bully thing, I said you have to have a basic understanding of education and how the world works, because it's like, whether you walk into a police station or you call, there's a police report, and the police report is what gets FOIA. I mean, these things that are said, sometimes I'm just like, ugh, did you really say that? Did you really say that? Did you really say that? I mean, I mean, I'm all for, I'm all for going back and like, and if I'm wrong, and that's why I say I've said it so many times, like Heidi, if I did something to you, show me what I did. Like I would like she keeps saying I did all these things. What did I do? What did I do? Other than, and that's the thing, there have been some parodies that have come out that they think are really, really funny, and which are like even worse than what I did, but what I did was horrible. It's like I did a parody about Molly Golightly and her panel group that was supposed to make light of the whole, COVID, where we only like cammed up from the top up and the rest was like, our jammies. I made a fun of that situation, which was a time period blip in the end of May. And afterwards, she said she loved it. She thought it was brilliant. And then a few weeks later, I did a little skit on how silly YouTube drama was, that you can make anything into YouTube drama. And I used a fart and how you could take a fart into major YouTube drama and a major fight between people. And again, I got a comment how great it was. And then somehow, some way, I don't know what happened, but I became a bully channel. Suddenly, because of those two things, I was going against someone with disabilities, and I was a bully channel. Do you know how many times I've heard perps say after that, and I have it on tape, saying, all I do is sit on my own channel and say my own stuff about my own things. I don't go to anyone else's channel. How could I be a bully? Well, that's what I've said. I mean, I don't know how many times I've caught these people saying things that I'm like, you just like then I'm not a bully either, but for whatever reason, it behooved them to have me be this common entity of an enemy, and it grew. And then you have people like, Susan coming around and being like, well, I actually finally listened to it and was like, oh my gosh, like, it's actually not that bad, and like Cindy went off on me when I did like a Ziggy roast, and later was like, oh my gosh, I like really kind of like went overboard there. Like, you're actually Colleen. Oh, yeah. You know how many people have come to me and been like, I was all fired up, but then when I actually listened, and if I'm an asshole, tell me I'm an asshole and I'll take it down. Like, I'm not here to be an asshole. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's the difference. I think when certain people say, I'm going to get the FOIAs from the next year and I'm going to, I think that is said with the intent to fear and to harm and intimidate and hurt other people. I think when that is said, it is meant in the way of, I'm going to go get some information and come back to you and hurt you. Whereas, like what the jerks did was more, I'm going to go get it because I want to make sure my name's not in it. And that's that. There's a big difference there, is there not? One is with the intent to hurt, and the other is with the intent just to protect yourself. And we all need to protect ourselves. I mean, do we not? Is that not a natural instinct? Sapphire Sky readings. There's a lot of things that get twisted. I mean, that is why I don't go up on panels, because why are we going away from it? That's the thing. FOIAs don't, I mean, you can FOIA a 911 call, but for the most part, a FOIA is just getting the report that was made. The report may contain a 911 call, and sometimes you can actually get a tape of the 911 call. I think that's very expensive. I think it's like $100 to get a tape of a 911 call. But I mean, it's very expensive, and like I said, these are the police department that is going to send you this. So you better damn well be sure that they're making sure there's nothing bad in there, because that's their ass if they do that. Like, that's their ass if they do that. So they're not going to do that. I mean, they're just not. So, I mean, this concept, it's just, it befuddles me. it befuddles me. And quite honestly, all that would have had to have happened was if Heidi came over and said, "You know what, Lenny, I didn't. I just said that because I was mad. I in no way mentioned, your family, in no way mentioned OG's family. I was mad and I spouted off, and I'm really, really sorry. Like, can we just, I promise you, there's nothing in the, can we just kind of like let bygones be bygones and move over?" Whoa, Nelly, stop it. Like, that would have gone a long way, you know? Yeah, I think it's all context. What does it mean? Yeah, I think they just sometimes hear what they want to believe and just go with that. Like, for example, the whole reason why I started this was I think it was Thursday or maybe Friday morning. I someone put in Discord, and yes, I have a Discord, so I find things out from people. Like, people always get, we had a watch party once. We once had a watch party one time, and people came over, and we made fun of Frank and told him to come over and like stop talking over there, and he fell asleep. Fell asleep. I have a videotape of him falling asleep. But from here on out, I am like, I'm behind every what. I mean, I swear to God, sometimes I think maybe I am the queen, and like maybe I am like the puppet master, just like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm that powerful, and I'm just a regular old girl. Like, I don't think I wield any power like that. But to hear that, I'm like, are you kidding me? And then they went on their, I remember they were talking about Frank being over there, and then all at once I remember hearing Heidi say, "Oh geez, over there, wouldn't you know it?" And I was just like, "Oh wait, like what's wrong with that?" Like, everyone over there was saying everyone was over at the dive bar, so I went to the dive bar to see what was going on, and like, what is she saying? Like, what did I do? Like, I don't understand what I do. And so then it turned out into that I contrived the whole thing. Like, I made the whole thing up, and I'm so somehow because I guess a lot of late night YouTubers will go and find other YouTubers that are on at the same time and like communicate and see if there's like, you know, like a something going on, like, they can mesh. Right? But she never listens when someone tells her she might have misread. Well, yeah. But yeah, she thought it was a setup. So, but think about it that way. So I'm doing my thing, and I go and I look and I find a group who likes to go over and like make friends with other groups. And I say, "Oh, hey, can you go and try and make friends with this group?" But why would I think that they would not just like make friends? Because that's mostly what happens, right? I mean, I'm sure sometimes they don't get along, but like, what would I have really expected that like Purple would have been such a raving me to her to or to the guy to kick him out? Like, how would I have ever expected any of that? Like, I would have expected them to just be nice and have fun. I was told I am the one who holds everyone's info. Yeah, you do, apparently. Apparently, you know everyone and you dox everyone, which I mean, I know Lenny, and Lenny doesn't. Lydia's asked me if I have stuff because I used to know people, and I'm like, I don't have stuff. She's asking me for stuff. Nobody has stuff. Hey, Michelle. So anyway, so apparently now I'm dinged as like I've made all this stuff up, and I'm over like I don't know what you're like. I just got here because I heard. I saw in back chat people were being funny over there. I heard there you were going after her, so I came over here to see what the rubbernecking effect. It's doing the rubbernecking effect. And so then I just started laughing. But then like everything I said was getting attributed to this narrative that I like had gone over there, because then I put in the Discord, hey, come over to the dive bar. It's really fun. And so people from my Discord kept coming in and they liked it. So then they started talking and stuff. So it was just like, and then the guys, was it made by Play-Doh? He made the truck thing that it was made by, I don't know. And he drove his little truck to the side of their bar and he like set part of it on fire. I mean, it was hilarious. It was, but she was so mean to him. I like so mean to him. It was wow, wow, and he was just like, "Are you paranoid?" Like he was like, "I stepped in the wrong place," and there was a girl in the back, and she ended up like, what did she do to her? I forget, but she did something really gross. I mean, it was just very BC rated, but the point was he wasn't being himself because he wanted to save the girl. He didn't want to have to kill the girl, but he killed the girl because he had to. Um, but I don't think I really saw the end of it, but it's a cute movie and it's, all about aliens and all that stuff. But Purple attributed it to me. Precious, did you see your pig on panel this morning? Oh God. Where are those ladies? You ladies drank way too much and didn't pay your tab. Oh my gosh. Wait, Mike, are you the one from the dive bar? Is Mike the one from the dive bar? Did you make any friends last night? Wait, is Mike the one from the dive bar? Because I had so much fun. They were so nice. And it was hilarious. But the funniest thing was they went over there, like trying to make friends. And it was like, I think at one point I'm like, you don't know what you're getting into because like they're not nice. Like they were not, and they were in a bad mood. So they were not going to be nice. And I saw it coming the whole while away. And I just sat there listening because it was priceless. Um like I think it's hilarious when like people, because I'm sure sometimes like there's a conflict of interest. And it's like, okay, we gotta go. But I mean, it was real. I was laughing so hard. I didn't want it to end. It was really, really funny. Trying to see if I can read about the okay one. Where is the stuff? Is he here? Because I'm what's his name? I'm trying to look for stuff, but I don't know if I'm in the right place. So he's not here. He's not here. But it was funny. I mean, he was funny. It was funny. And then she came over and she was like, "This doctor is gross. I need a wet wipe and wipe it all down." And it was like literally the size of a bathroom door and like 6 feet. It was tiny, tiny. But I had that weird dream. I mean, I just have like the weirdest dreams of things. Wait, hold on. Don't do that, buddy. Because I got to get in there. Don't touch that. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can do. So there's that. I mean, we had a fun time that day. We really did. We did get ready with. We're not gonna get that. Or maybe we should. What was I look for it? Oh, where I had my epiphany. Is that? I think that's that. No, that's members only. But anyway, the whole point of it was meant to be fun. It was meant to be a joke. And there's no reason to take things so seriously, like so seriously in life. And that was the whole point of why I came to YouTube, to bring a little bit of laughter and fun. And part of it was, I remember when I was a kid and we like slapped each other on the back with a little like kick me sign. I mean, we did the stupidest things. Like, what are kids going to do today? Like, that's really what scares me. What are kids going to do today that we're not used to? I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know if I want to know. Oh, wait, that's got the wrong picture on it. Hold on. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think of it all? I mean, I think it's pretty I think it's pretty crappy. I mean, it's pretty crappy that it goes on. And I think it's even more crappy that it's allowed to go on. I mean, it's funny because YouTube has this very strict stance on bullying and all this kind of stuff, and yet they do nothing about it. And I mean nothing about it whatsoever. It's just it's maddening. Can I have some licorice and a squirt, like a real squirt? I know, I know. Love my squirts, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. And the other thing that I lost my flip flop. The other thing that kind of like really bugged me was so I think we've all wait, what? Telescope. They are a fun channel. They're really fun. Oh, Pearl isn't feeling good. I hope Pearl feels better soon. I used to sing hi well, I hope Pearl feels better soon. That was code for Queen OG just to hustle. I think at the end I said I like the next round's on me, and like they all yelled about it. They were like, ah, they got all mad about it. It's like, my goodness, just relax. And I Googled the tavern. There are thousands upon thousands of channels that are named the tavern. It's quite common of a name for like a bar type thing. So the idea that this bar, and he came in his telescope. It was Telescope Dive Bar. It was only until what's her face came in and was all like, they're the tavern start. I mean, I don't know. In a way, I feel bad because I mean, I know I spent for a lot of years being angry like that, being angry at other people, being jealous of other people, not ever really being satisfied with my own life. And I hated that because I lost, a lot of years. But, once I had my first child, I was all about like, I'm not wasting any time anymore, ever. And I just like couldn't do it. Like, and when I felt like I was going to, I just like would run and hug one of them and be like, that's okay, mommy needs the love. So, I mean, there's so much going on in the world to focus on all this crap. I don't think I'll ever understand it. And the biggest thing that I don't understand is the lying, because the white lies will get you every time. And so, for example, Colleen's been emailing me, and she seems like a really nice lady. She's eccentric and she's funny and she's got the funniest laugh, but she, from what I can tell, she's got a good heart, and a good mind, and she just seems like a good lady, looking to make some friends. And, maybe that's still her friend, but maybe it isn't, but whatever. So I've been talking to her, and so she came on and she said, it's so cute. She has a really old cat too, so she's bonded with me about cats. Oh crap! What did she ask? Oh, I have to load it up over here. Hold on 1 second. Is that Microsoft Word? Please be Microsoft Word. You are not Microsoft Word. You are not Microsoft Word. You should be down there in the bottom. Micro. So, is everyone excited for the live stream tomorrow? What should we talk about? Because I don't know anything going on in the world at all. Okay, what did I just do? I brought it up and I lost it. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. This is what happens when you don't sleep for like days. Well, yesterday I was just slap happy. I was absolutely slap happy and being stupid. Hello? My husband was like, you better go to bed. So you're like a rat. All right, so I don't want that one. So we're going to a ship in our favorite rocket ship, going through the times. Little Einstein. Is that annoying to everybody or what? Now where's my camera? Settings, camera. What's the dealio? All right, let's try camera here. Arg, argy, arg, arg. Sometimes computers don't like. It's like the black hole of my existence. Get with clipboard, blah, 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 privacy based, regular statement, blah, blah, blah. Report history. I don't know. I don't know why it's not going. I have one more thing I can try. No, and then there's that. And now we might not be able to see it. Crappy. So this is, so hold on. Let me try and get it from here and see if it works. Okay. So I don't know if this is the right add to stream. I don't think that's the right thing though. Add to stream.
People, y'all
No.
ready for a story?
No. No. No, we don't want to see that crazy lady. Who's that crazy lady down there? We don't see her. All right. Hold on. But this just goes to the concept of basically trying to tell this person all these things that are absolutely ridiculous as me to get her to like me. So let's see here. Show system sound. Okay.
Not live. A channel, I mean.
Hold on.
I'm just so sorry this all happened. Yeah. Don't ever let her back here, Purple. In your channel, I mean. Don't let her come back again. Because Queen OG, did you see what she did on her channel?
No, ma'am. I don't watch
She don't watch me.
Well, I was actually watching, not live, I don't watch her live, but I was actually watching it when it went down. And she was saying that she at 60 then. At 60 then.
What?
But and it's just like her, you know, why try to do that? It's terrible.
It is. Absolutely terrible. Tony just showed the same bullshit. Be right back. What'd she show?
Lady. Oh, she can't hear me. Oh, she's going to take.
Yeah, she's taking his one outside your body.
No, I'm just going to have a laugh with her.
Oh my God. This bitch.
Pauline asked
so
3 times.
This all happened. Yeah. Don't ever let her back here, Purple.
She did ask 2 more times.
Channel, I mean. Don't let her come back again. Because Queen OG, did you see what she did on her channel?
No, ma'am. I don't watch OG.
Well, I was actually watching, not live, I don't watch her live, but.
Well, that seems like that was a repeat, but there is, I think so, it's the time before, but she asked her, and I hate how they ignore Queen, they ignore Colleen, I think it's rude, but she asked her 3 times, and I think that was where I did it, and then I repeated it, and then I did all 3 through, but she asked her 3 times, did you see Harper on Queen OG? And 3 times she says, no, I don't watch her. Why lie? Why lie? Because after that, and I could find it, I'm not good at finding stuff, but I do have it. But afterwards, I have her, I think it was on like the 25th, 26th, and 27th. She asked her, did you see it? And she says, no. And then I have little clips of her from like the 24th, 20, like 3 or 4 different times talking about it happening. So it's like you knew it happened. And then when Colleen asked you about it, you specifically said it didn't happen. And granted, that's a white lie. We're supposed not to care about it. But for me, I think that just goes to character of who you are and how you work, that you lie about things, about stupid things. And then there's one more, I think, that like she lies. Heidi thinks that every Frank troll. Oh, I think this is all about me with this thing. All talking about me with this chat with this place. Oh, I should put on. I don't have it on. Duh. Hold on. Hold on. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Because she doesn't watch, she just gets screenshots. No sound? No sound? Oh, damn.
Where'd you go, sir? Why you want to go pop up?
Like the gutter, haha.
Who went to the gutter?
That's what Queen OG said in his chat.
Oh.
And then someone said she's on to you, Telescope.
Well, good morning, Lavender Cam.
Yeah, no. Weird.
Now they will come here and judge. Well, you didn't make a very good first impression.
Uh-huh.
Just saying. Where you at? Come on. Oh, why did he turn me off? I don't know.
Brandy said there's no ghosts allowed in the champagne room.
I guess he decided to leave.
Did you hear me? How yeah, we heard Amy. How coincidental the name of the channel is Telescope Tavern.
Where'd you go, sir? I thought you wanted to pop up. It's called the Dive Bar. Or no, Telescope, sorry, that's the name of the
The
bar.
Telescope Tavern.
Yeah.
Interesting, huh? The tavern, the Purple Tavern, now the Telescope Tavern, and Queen OG's in there.
Mm.
Mhm.
Come on, Telescope, I thought you were coming up. At this point.
Well, Heather, are you over there with Queen OG watching too?
Of course she is.
Of course she is. They all are.
I don't even know why she fucking comes in
Okay.
here.
Oh, I didn't hear it ring. I just saw a screenshot that was sent to me.
You got the link? Okay, here. Here you go. It's a dude, Heidi. He can talk on panel. Damn, that's a long pee. He must be a camel.
Maybe.
But he's showing back yet.
Or he's a part of that movie, The Money Pit.
Yeah.
Or he's a part of that movie, The Money Pit. How do you piss forever?
Here, Karen. Is anybody watching that chat? Yeah. Okay, you notice how Sharon just popped up in there? With my picture?
No.
Sharon? I just sent you a screenshot. And that lavender person, lavender cam, that's my new picture.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, this gets hilarious.
But Sharon, see the picture I just sent you?
They get this is hilarious.
Mhm.
They are so paranoid.
Lavender Camp. Oh, goodness, Doofus. I tried to say.
Yeah. And look at Sharon. You know the pictures of Eliza out of me? Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. They gave themselves away.
Ginger Snap. That name sounds familiar too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look at all the people that are in there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's our friend, Telescope. Welcome to my show. What can we do for you? Oh, he's up here? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Let me know when. I was just going to write back. He's up there. He's up here. Okay. What's up, buddy?
What's up? How you guys doing?
We're doing great. How are you?
Good.
So why are you screaming me?
Oh no, we're just on my channel, just going through and just trying to meet people and say hey.
With Queen OG.
What?
With Queen OG in your chat and people using
My picture?
people's pictures.
So I didn't know that 'cause I don't know anything about your community. It was just kind of like, hey, you're the one thing that's nice about like doing streaming communities is you get to meet seek out and meet other people, learn different stories and all that kind of
Not
stuff.
with Queen OG in your chat. She's a hater.
Okay.
So
Yeah, well, the people using my picture in your chat right now, Sharon, using my picture. Oh, Heather's in there.
oh,
Yeah,
well,
that-
Heather's in there, huh? Oh, well, look at that. The haters.
Yeah.
I think every community has their haters. I have lots of haters.
That's fine, but they're using my picture as their profile.
Now I normally run a freedom of speech kind of chat unless it's like doxing or whatever. I'm not don't really. Or maybe
Well, they just derailed
That
your
is
whole
doxing.
shit.
She's using my picture.
well, Queen OG, like change your picture or we talking about.
No. Her name is Sharon. She's using my picture. My
Sharon.
face.
See, that's the only community. Like the only thing, like I come from my own community. Like I was explaining in your chat, like what we've all been dealing with for the last year, which has ties to the government and has ties to.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about
Yeah,
that.
well, that's why all the haters that hate this channel are in your chat and you're streaming her channel. So that's bullshit right there.
Oh my God, they say, come on, now they're saying my husband works for a mob. Come on now. I don't want to put up with this shit. This is ridiculous. The lady Sharon is using my face on a body of somebody. Come on now they're spreading shit. I'm not going to put up with this.
Okay,
I don't know who you are. You might want to have a nice channel, but don't make me have to do something I don't want to do to your channel, striking shit. Come on now. You go kick her out.
I mean, we can time her out over here. I don't do bans.
Time her out. She's using my face, my picture. That is doxing. It is.
We have to add a name to it usually for it to be doxing.
No, it's my picture.
Okay, well, like I'm
Do you not realize that the new laws, you cannot use somebody else's picture, the new terms
But you
of
could-
service?
I mean, you can. I mean, definitely report her.
No, we'll report your channel.
Your channel.
Why
She
would you?
bullies people, they have mental health issues. I don't have mental health. I'm just letting you know. I'm being nice. I'm trying to be beware. She's using my picture.
Do you bully people who have mental health issues?
No, why would I do that?
I mean, that's what they're saying here. I don't know anything about your channel. Like it just
No, I'm talking about me.
okay. So like,
Ridiculous.
what do you guys do?
Why would I, that would be a terrible thing.
Okay.
I have people in my family that has, never mind. But
You
yeah,
stupid ass. No. You stupid ass. Get the
Why
fuck
you-
off of here Don't fuck with Karen. She's already going through enough. Stop.
I don't know anything about your channel. I'm just like, okay,
Exactly. Get the fuck
Well,
off
it's
of
because
here.
it's my
okay,
channel.
fine. All right, then fine. I
But
mean,
I'm not the creator on this channel. I'm a person that's visiting the channel, and somebody's using my face on as an avatar, and I'm telling you nicely, and you're going, "Well, I'm only going to time them out." So
No,
I would
get the
say
fuck
I'm
off of here.
predicting it is you're in cahoots with them.
I'm not gonna. I don't know nothing about your channel. It was
Just
just
get the fuck off here.
Time him out. So time him out. That'd be the at least the honorable thing to do.
okay. Then I can time out. It's fine.
Yeah, only
Okay.
time them out. That's not good enough. They're going to come back
I
in
don't
after
ban,
3 months.
I don't ban on my channel unless it's extreme. I don't.
It is
you know.
extreme. They're using my picture, my face. Do you see? Do you see? I have flowers. Who gives them the right to use my face?
The face
I don't-
does, the voice does sound familiar. Yes, it does.
It's pretty. It's
Yeah,
pretty
he needs to
small.
go the fuck away. Get the fuck
Yeah.
off of here.
You know what? Go away. That's
I
all right.
can hear-
Your channel. You know what? You got 1,000 subs. You know what? Yeah.
Have fun with that.
You have fun with that. You know what? You'll just have to deal with the consequences. I asked you nicely. I was trying to be nice, and that's okay.
And get the fuck away from my Karen.
Drop this loser.
Stupid ass.
Oh, shit, I'm still muted. Well, you missed that conversation.
You're so fucking funny.
Well,
He got down. So whoever's playing him.
Yeah, listen to him. Listen to him.
control my channel. So
Oh no, we're not trying to control your channel, asshole.
Control his channel when he's over here.
for all of us over here. Like, how
Stupid
dare you?
ass.
I don't know. They're really not. Yeah, sure. It's not really a big loss. Like,
He's a
no,
piece of
it's on
shit.
the summer. I forgot. And to help use the mic, so I'm sorry. But you can hear it on theirs. They don't like us. They don't like me. And I think we're all kind of normal to that, anyways.
Somebody mute it before I go over there.
I ain't doing it.
Yeah, they're
Are you
not.
on mute?
Yeah, mute it before I go over there. Because I'm fixing to go off.
Oh,
Like I said,
listen,
you're using her face as
here.
an avatar. And
Yeah.
I told him that I would time you out.
God damn it.
And you from my channel. Because I don't really distinctly believe in banning.
Hmm.
And then they started threatening to report my channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna report it. Me.
What's his
I
channel?
didn't say anything about it.
I
so-
said I would
They
report it.
particularly have watching people.
Aaron, what's his channel?
Particularly couldn't provide me like what the message of their channel was.
It's her face. Yes. I did say that. I said that was my face, didn't I?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
What is his channel?
It's dropped in the link in the comments.
Telescope.
I'm just trying to see. What is this channel?
Oh, Queen OG, honey, we don't hate you.
No,
We
I
just-
didn't. We didn't threaten. I said me. Giggles over here said I will strike your channel because she's using my picture as her avatar. Does anybody hear anything?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, fuck off, Max Flower.
Please stop playing.
Yes, I should.
I don't want to. No use for that.
Are they not like so bunged up, or are they so bunged up? So after this, so I'm going to pause this for a second. So I'm going to pause this for a second because Colleen asks her about the situation and what happened. And she says that I was over there being rude and that I said her chat was boring, among other things. So she attributes all these things to what I said. So here is what I actually said. Here we go. Wait. So here is what I actually said. And I'll show you what Colleen's like, I heard this happen and blah, blah, blah. And what actually happened and everything. And she's like, oh, Queen OG said this and that. And we were boring and blah, 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 and made fun of us. So here's what I actually said. Here's all the comments I made. Someone asked me how to find my name, Queen OG. If you search for it, oh my, you went quite into the gutter. That was what I said when they were like, how did we get here? What's going on? I'm like, you went into the gutter. I said, ha ha. Hey, ladies, I came here after the fact. I just heard about you from there and had to check in. Hey, Lisa, I got my popcorn and can't wait to see how this plays out. American Doofus channel sounds like a fabulous name. I mean, does anybody see anywhere in here where I said they are boring or anything inflammatory or rude to Purple? Purple has PBR has too much beer in it. I'm going to have to coyote ugly this mofo. Hey, Heather, they take themselves a little too seriously. Sharon, yes, they will. Huge hypocrites. 7 participants, 100 watching. I mean, what am I saying that's so horrible in here? They hate me, and I take that as a compliment. Lisa Hurley, where's your community? I mean, Sharon, I used to like her till randomly she drank the Kool-Aid. Crazy Diamond, totally. I mean, angry, delusional hypocrites, the kind of women you can't get, that can't handle strong women. I mean, am I saying anything in here? I'm not saying they're boring. I'm not saying anything mean about. I mean, if the things I just said were mean, I don't know. I've gotten a lot worse than that. Hey, Eliza, none of that is this issue. The delusions of grandeur are strong with this one, Padawan. Actually, the tavern is only on this graphic. Ding dong wrong. He came in as I mean, nothing. There's nothing I say here that is bad at all. But if I play you, which I may or may not, because I hate playing stuff, but Colleen talks about it and she's like, what happened? She's like, oh, she said horrible things about me. And she's like what? She's like, well, she called my chat boring and said these things. And she's like, well, where's the channel? And Perp couldn't give her the channel. It's like, why are you gaslighting Colleen? Why are you lying to Colleen? Who else do you lie to? And that's my problem. That was my whole thing with the I'm not rent free, but I got your whole, because I'm nobody. I'm on here 3 hours a week. Yet for 3 days, they talked about how I was in charge of this whole thing, made it all happen. And it's like, I wasn't even around. I was dealing with my animal. I mean, this is what I don't get. And this is their problem, is that they're not in reality. They just go after random people for nothing. I don't remember. I wasn't rude. And I try very much not to be rude because that's not who I am. Now I'm going to reach out for a minute. We watched the show. They don't like, and that was the funniest thing. When I saw you guys go over there, I remember the last person did that, and I was like, oh gosh, this could end badly. And that's why I went into your chat, because I was like, be careful. But yeah, that Heather was in there, because I put in my Discord there, come on in. So yeah. They weren't keen on strangers. They didn't like you. They were very rude to you, Summer. Very rude to you. And you were so nice to them. So nice. So nice. Yeah, I think the rudest thing I probably said was, be careful about being in the gutter. I mean, and trust me, I could have said some really mean things, but I didn't. And I mean, and I knew how it goes. That's what late night communities do. They go and they talk to one another and try and have, some fun with each other. I mean, that's how it goes, right? But she did all that, and she said I said all these kind of things that I didn't kind of say at all. And then I think that's when she went over to Colleen, and this might be where she talks to Colleen. I don't know. But I mean, it's ridiculous. Let's see. I don't have any sound. Maybe there's no sound.
Eliza, who's also known as C to duh.
And they have all you guys wrong, right?
Oh, look, we have hot mess summer over here.
There you are.
Oh, you're not mean? Wait, we're not mad.
You were
Yeah,
so
but I
nice.
don't think you're very nice people either. So, I mean, you know, you got your channel holder over there calling people women cunts. So, I mean,
And that was the other
ain't very
thing.
nice. Well, hello.
That was the other thing. So Amy went over there, guns blazing, and one of the first things she did was call him an asshole and start swearing and cursing at him. So mean. And he was just like, well, I'm an asshole. Well, you're I mean, and I don't believe in that word, but you know what? If a girl walked up to a guy and smacks the crap out of him, guy might need to smack her back. You can't go like she goes up to the guy and accosts him. So what does she expect? What does she expect? But they were all focused on that, but couldn't get. And Amy, Summer, you were Heather. It wasn't just that was said. She was super rude.
Thanks for the sub.
Super rude.
You know, I don't think it's very nice, your friend, you know, calling our friend a cunt, but, you know. You got all my haters over there. Well, yeah, but
None of us are haters.
you know, he could have used a different word, in my opinion. But like I said, I'm not listening to it. I don't know. I mean,
She doesn't
I
listen.
don't know why he decided that, you know, it would be funny to stream my shit anyway. I mean, I don't know him, never even heard of his channel until he popped over here and demanded a link. But, you know, and then I was even nice enough to give him a link, and then he's going to go over there and, you know, start shit talking me when I didn't shit talk him. I mean,
Any of that happened.
like I said, I can't control what people does. Yeah, she
Do.
could have used a different word. You're right.
What
She could have.
people do.
I just don't know how I got shit talked over there. Now I'm
Because you were
a
an
child
asshole.
abuser. I mean, that's kind of fucked up. Well, he's already called her a fucking ass.
Did anyone call her a child? Like, did that happen? See, these are the other things. These are nice things to say, but like, what? Like, what? Like, that's a. You don't just say stuff like that. You like, that's the thing. She just throws those things out, and it's like, okay, don't know what to say about that.
Asshole. He's called her a cunt. He's got to hear what he's saying. Wow. There's nothing I can do to stop him, Karen. Unfortunately. Yeah. You can't control somebody else's panel or channel. I love Amy to death, but, you know, she went over there. Do I think it's right what she was called? I do not. But, you know, he succeeded in what he wanted. You too, hot mess, Summer. You have a great night.
Summer.
Unless someone is threatening Purple's child, they can stay then. What? Unless somebody's threatening my child, they can stay? The fuck?
I think she was trying to say, like, unless you're like
Wow.
Frank and you talk about her kid, you can stay. But if you don't, like, if you're new and you just say
Wow,
nothing, you
that's
get kicked
fucked
out.
up, dude.
I think that was
Crazy
her
Diamond Lady
like
said, if you
point,
threaten her
and it
child,
came out
you
wrong.
stay. If not, you gone. Wow. Wow, Diamond. Crazy Diamond.
Yeah.
So you're saying, and they're just gonna let her ride it out. That's okay. Wow. You know, and the mods didn't even get rid of that bullshit.
Why would they? There was nothing wrong with it.
Well, you don't get no one's drama, but this Diamond bitch is over there saying, unless people are threatening my son, they have to leave. Make that make sense. So unless they're threatening my son, who is a minor, they need to leave. Got it.
What she was saying.
You know, I don't care about two adults going back and forth at each other, but don't come for a child. That's fucked up. And anybody that's okay with that is fucked up. Now Amy's apologizing for all of us. Don't apologize for me for nothing. Yeah, don't apologize for me. No, I'm not saying. I'm not
Whoops,
saying.
where'd I go?
I'm just saying that's not okay.
That.
Because my son was already threatened online. But whatever. Mm-mm. All right. I have the screenshots.
Oh, she got screenshots.
So Crazy Diamond likes to threaten children. And encourages everybody who's not threatening my son to do so. Well, I hope that person does not have children. I so hope they don't have children because they don't deserve them. Well, somebody we know that just changed the name. Who? I don't know. I've seen that name before. We just can't place it. That's fucked up. I've seen that crazy diamond lady around. Wow. That's fucking crazy, yeah. And nobody even said anything about it. Well, this goes to show trash when you see it. And the channel owner didn't say anything or time them out, or nor the mods did, saying it's okay to threaten a child. Wow. I seen one mod in there. Yeah, well, I haven't seen him back. That's just sorry if this isn't a setup. I never really. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah, this is a setup. Don't tell me it wasn't. And that's why I was the only mod. Yeah, my ass. Yep. And that picture looks awful familiar. Yeah. I didn't send anybody over there. No, this was nice try. Awful strange. No, sorry, Kendra. I don't need to go over and deal with the complete jackass. This was all set up. I just can't believe that they're okay with threatening a child over there.
No one's threatening a child.
Somebody's friends who's just started a channel, and this was all set up from the beginning. That's wrong in so many fucking ways. We were just talking about 2 deceased children, and now you're saying it's okay to threaten my child? Yeah. Oh, Ginger Sam's, I will just unsub from them. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't want trash like you over here anyway.
Hold on one sec.
You know, instead of coming in under just names, come in under your own and stop hiding, since you're not so scared. You bunch of whiny fucks. Iris, I think so, because she's playing. You know, I'm tired of the knocking in one thing, does up to purple, and then comes in here and plays awful fucking nice. Yeah. I'm done with that bullshit. So she can be blocked. I said, you find out. Iris's question. I answered your question, Iris. What you asked. Oh, that's the only thing you can do? Block, yeah. Oh, blocked. Yeah, blocked. Yay. That's okay. You don't have to. Oh, look, Liza's gonna promote this channel. Aw, good job.
Liza, you're such a promoter. You're so nice.
Heather, aw, good job. Oh, look, Liza's gonna promote this channel. Aw, good job. Heather, when you go shit talk me, this isn't the first time I've seen it. I've got the screenshots. No, you can't change what you meant now. You said anybody who's not threatening my child needs to go. Bitch, don't even fucking play with me. Oh, twist it like I always do. No, bitch, they're your words. How can I twist your words? Anyway. Oh, we're reading the chat. They're getting upset about that, but he was playing your life. Right. I love it how they all want to like make me, put my name as their name. Yeah. Don't you feel that? That's a compliment, Karen. Everybody wants to be you. Yeah, they all want to be me. Crazy Diamond threatened my son in 2 different posts, so don't tell me no. I got it. She said anybody who's not threatening my son needs to go. Anyone who's threatening my son can stay. Yeah, already got it. I'll post them on the community tab. No, I'm not an idiot, bitch. You threatened my son.
Well, I think that's pretty much about it of all they have to say. I mean, it's just the ridiculousness of it. It's the ridiculousness of it.
Okay, here we go, folks.
I mean, that's the ridiculousness of it. That's the ridiculous. And I have a total live of them discussing all these things that are completely wrong. And the thing that they don't get is it's just as defamatory to repeat a defamatory statement than if someone says, hey, boo boo head is a child molester, and the second person says the same thing, just because they're saying it only because they heard it from person number one, that's not a defense. That, like, you can't have the well, I just heard it as a rumor and I'm just repeating it. That's not a defense. You're still supposed to go through all the hoops and blah 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 to make sure it's not true. So I don't know. I think my live went all over the place. But the point of my live was for someone who is, I think, kind of like a little person who I'm not on very much. I don't do very much. I'm certainly not out there like doing all this, that, and the other thing. Somehow, everything seems to come back to like Queen OG in the foyer, Queen OG in the It's like they're so paranoid. Like, clearly I must be on to something. I mean, like, clearly I must be on something. To say the doc's name given for me. So she's saying so she's doxing you as Francis Ryan, and that's not you. They've got a lot of people that they think are people who they aren't. Isn't like they think Mary Beth is Mary Beth, but she's not that Mary Beth. Like, they've got so many things wrong. And that's the thing. Like, if you pull up been verified, you might see name, date of birth and stuff, but then it'll be all like, you have to really be careful. And that's why they'll always say like a percentage that they know, because sometimes it's 100% because they've got like but sometimes it's only 87%. And I think sometimes they get to 87% and roll with it. And I don't think they realize the gravity of what they're doing. Like, I think sometimes they think that this is some sort of like behind a computer, they can say whatever they want. They're just like stay-at-home moms doing nothing from their bed. And it doesn't really matter if they say this stuff, because who does it really hurt? It's just heard on the internet. It's not like they're putting it like out in newspapers, and they just don't kind of fathom the gravity of what's going on. Like, they don't really understand that, people may have things, people may have kids who, when you put out pictures in an address, you don't know who sees that, who might then come for it. Or you might see someone says, okay, you know, Pearl, they doxed her name as Frances Ryan. Well, there might be a Frances Ryan who someone really dislikes and it's going to go after her, but they're not going after her. They're going to go after Pearl because like, you just can't do this stuff because it's immoral. It's like, that's the thing. We talk about morals and values and they like to talk about morality. I mean, they've got morality so wrong. Morality is not this, you know, hold on, let me get to the new. Yeah, you said Lady CG is not Mary Beth. That's not her. Like, and oftentimes people, like I said, my ex-husband married someone with the same first name. So there's two of us with the same first names who are married to the same man, who have lived at the same locations, who have had the same phone, because it's the same phone, like, but we're not the same. So you have to be really careful with what comes up. And if they're doing this to Pearl, that's not fair either, you know. But I think once they get it in their heads and you say something back, then they feel like, whoa, they've got you. And, you know, truth be told, I think I got away really lucky because, you know, I am self-sufficient. You know, it's not like my husband and I go to some job where you can go tell somebody and you might get in trouble, or we have family member or friends who might see things and say like, I don't want to be around you anymore. I mean, everything they got was pretty much a dead end. But even still, you see how fast Jenna ran when she realized she screwed up. I mean, you can see it when she's, you know, talking and she realizes like, oh, there's the company name and there's the address and there's the person's full name and there's his, you know, title at the company and there's the logo and like, oh shit, anybody can put together and find that place. And then take this defamatory content written about them and put them out there. And then probably find us based on, I think she had an aha moment. And I think people need to realize that just because it's on the internet doesn't make it real. It really can be real. And sitting through what I've sat through the last few days, thinking about life and death, I just think how ridiculous and stupid all these people are, that they have such small lives that this is something that they actually think is worthwhile doing. It's just, it's pathetic. Wait, what did I just read? There's a place, she said, Queen OG, read Pearl's comment. Hold on. God, I did. Let me know where my. Several channels have mentioned it, and I'm worried about this woman being harassed. Oh, so you worried about the other person named that? Okay. Well, if you want to, I would be happy to maybe figure out a way to put something out like secondary to about this real person to protect her. I mean, whatever you think I can do to help, I would be happy to help in any way. Because that's the thing, that stuff happens all the time. And then what if someone going after me goes after my ex-husband's? Because it's just, I mean, it's just people don't realize. People don't realize. And, you know, people don't realize they say some bad thing. Someone could get fired. Someone could lose a friendship. You know, someone could, you know, be doing something in their house that isn't up and up. And then they come in for something else. And then, they, you know, you never know what you're bringing to the table. And, you know, I always like to say the universe will eventually take care of them. And I think it does. But, you know, we like things to be instant gratification. And, you know, we want it to happen now. So I think we can't just sit on it. I think that's part of the problem is we just kind of like sit on it. Like we're not as vocal about it because what's the point of being vocal about it? Like, does anything change? You know, just getting the words out on this live is great. Yeah. Like I'm going to do more like this because you know, I think like this whole thing with like it just puts it in perspective to me how stupid it is. And like sitting here and hearing that live where I'm like sitting here taking care of someone on here for a laugh, and always I see, oh, geez, over there, and I'm like, oh, well, oh, they think that I made all this up. And then literally there was that live there where they went off on me. And I didn't play it because I'm not good at getting clips together. But there was a second clip where they all went off on like me and how I orchestrated this and I have no life and da. And they literally went off for a good half an hour on me based on the fact that that happened. And one of the funniest parts, which I have to find it, and maybe I'll find it and I'll do it as a little community post, but it's literally like it's like a 5-minute thing where like Heidi's like, I don't know anything about her. I don't like her. She's not a second guess in my world. She's completely irrelevant to me. I don't know anything about her, nor do I want to. And then like Purple says the same thing. And it's like, but you talk about me all the time. But I haven't been online since Wednesday, and you've been talking about me in conjunction with this thing where you haven't even seen me for days. So if I'm really out of sight, out of mind, how come everything that ever happens is my fault? Just saying. I mean, I don't blame cauliflower on everything that happens in my life because I don't really think about cauliflower. But yet, anything that happens, it's like, Queen OG, Queen OG, toilet paper was folded the opposite way, Queen OG. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, the thing is, I didn't go over there until they were streaming her. I went over there because I heard that they were those guys were streaming. So I went over to see what was streaming. And I didn't even say anything about the tavern until then they did. And I was just like, what? I'm over here for my own reason, doing my own thing. Like, why are you accosting me about this? Like, that makes no sense. Like, you're just accosting me for no reason and putting me into this, which I don't want to be in any way, shape, or form. And even so, I think I heard something yesterday about, and it's like, I'm not around you, bitch. I'm not around you. I don't do anything with you. I don't talk to you. I'm not in the same space as you. But yet every little thing, it's like, I'm right. You know, do you want to say I'm out of your mind? No, I'm right here. I'm right. And everything. You know, it's like, thank you for the kudos about everything. But, oh, and Jenna. Now, I think Jenna wanted to come back and be some like Geraldo Rivera, like, I don't know, bring people together, figure things out kind of thing. And then his first little expose was going to be that Liddy and Liddy's emails to what's her face. And something was going to come out about that. Hey, Shannon. And I don't know what it was that was supposed to come out, but it was an utter fail. Probably because Unseen redacted the good stuff on her end, so it was an utter fail. And then the other part of it was to find these research emails that Hopi gave her and to show that not everybody that you think you like is good. And look at all this. Look who I really am, which she realized blew up in her face because that was not, you know, I don't think she realized when she watched that live and saw me show all those emails that like what they were. And then that blew up in her face because she tried to save face. And then all at once I was like, girl, you're in the world of shit. And it's not with me either. So you do what you want and they're going to do what they want, but I can't help you. And then she just, you know, so I think she tried those two. And then she tried the Harper was going to confess thing. I mean, she's tried so many things and everything that goes just like pops down. And I hate to say it, but there's more of us than there are of them. So the more of us who don't accept that, you know, they're more vocal. They're more willing to go to the gutter. They're more, you know, that's the thing. They're more willing to go to the gutter and be pieces of crap than we are. So they tend to be louder. Like we're longer, we're stronger, we can get the job done better, but we're quieter. And that's what needs to change. I have no idea about MGL's channel. So that's what needs to change. And I think we need to make some sort of game plan to channel like the inner whatevers of life that should be there and try to, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily want to get rid of these channels because they're kind of really good feast for the fodder and I have fun playing with them with the little mouse. But I mean, I don't know. I just don't know where we go from here. I don't know where I don't know where we go from here. I mean, but I see the crack. I see the cracks. And I see part of the cracks, or I see Purple misusing Colleen, and that really bugs me too. I don't like when people like really use people. Like that's one of my big pet peeves. So hopefully we can do the right thing and make some good out of it. You know, because this is a time to get out your stuff and be the real authentic you, but at the same token, none of that's going to happen if you're not the real authentic you. If you're lying and cheating and doing things wrong. I mean, it isn't wrong. It isn't wrong. And the funny part is I'm Italian, but at the same token, if someone came and patted me on the back and said, look, we really need to talk, and they talked in the right way, Lord only knows what could have happened, but these people are just cray in the membrane. So anyway, I think I'm gonna get going for the day because I gotta check on little man. But one other thing that I wanted to say was I found that a certain somebody also likes to copy my stuff. So I found them the other way, say hello to their beautiful people. What if I can find it real quick? Because it cracked me up. It was multiple people or multiple things. Let me see if it's on here because it cracked me up. I was like, you have got to be. And I've heard throughout the time little things come out with little digs that I've said, like, like I don't sugarcoat stuff. I'm not really, like, I've heard her say little things like that. And just stuff about, that kind of stuff that I'm like, okay. But then I heard this one and I was like, no. So let me see if I can find it real quick. I don't always write what the things are down, unfortunately. Oh, come on. What is that? Maybe I don't have it on this, or maybe it's on the other night. If so, we'll do it the other. Should I start it? I don't know if I think I have the last one. I don't know if I have the first one. Huh. Let's see. Is this the one? Is this the buy one? Oh, I think I have it. Okay, hold on. I actually think I have it over here. Hold on one more second. I know, sorry. It's so boring when I try and do stuff like this. Let me see if I have it. I might not. Okay, forget it. I can't have it. Well, anyway, there was one where she was like, hello, beautiful people. And I was like, no. And then there was another one where at the end she's like, you have a choice where to go. You don't have to come here, but thanks. And I was like, that's my ending. And then all sorts of little things like falling down the stick and so many things. Little copycat, little girl, get your own stuff. So anyway, we will revisit this topic maybe one later this week, but you have many places you could go. This is just one of them. So thank you for coming here. And I hope we learned something today about the fact that we can't let these kind of people just get away with just powering through things. Like, people need to be called upon their actions and be called to be good people. And I think we all give it, so we all deserve it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for a beautiful night. And remember, on the 6th, there's a Get Ready With Me. I got this new primer that I'm like in love with. And who knows, maybe I'll go live one other night this week. So thank you, everybody. I love you, everybody. And you know what comes next? Bye.